The LBZ is looking super fresh this spring, and I'm really excited because parts are rolling in for it. Let me tell you what we have in store. So, when I first got this truck, I talked about I wanted to make the ultimate classic pre-emission towing rig, and just basically just an all-around good truck. And we're already sort of well on the way there. It doesn't take very much to make these things pretty well all the way around. As you know, I put on these 285/75R 16 Falcon AT4Ws on the stock wheels, which I love the look of the stock wheels. The truck already looked good. At some point, we're going to get rid of, I think, Grandpa's push bar here and try and get some sort of a brush guard or something with a winch apparatus. I may build my own. It looks like Weston doesn't make an HDX for this truck, which blows my mind why they wouldn't make it for one of the most popular trucks of our time. Everyone loves these things, and people are constantly fixing, restoring, maintaining to keep these things on the road and working hard. Anyway, the fuel tank, one of my biggest complaints of using this truck for anything is the fuel tank size is way too small. So sitting in my shop right now is a 52-gallon Titan fuel tank for this truck. No more 26 gallons. We're going to have hopefully well in excess of 600-mile range when towing. The other thing that we're putting in here is a Fleece drop-in, like an in-tank lift pump. So it'll go in the place of the factory fuel pickup. We're going to utilize the stock fuel filter housing, so we'll still be able to bleed the brakes. We'll still have that fuel filter, which works fine. One of the things that I think a lot of people think is that everyone has to have an air dog, everyone has to have a fast. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those products, and they're really good. Removing any air or all air trapped in fuel is directionally a good idea, especially for high horsepower applications. We're not going for crazy high horsepower here, and we will have adequate fuel filtration for what we need for this truck with that setup. So that is what we're going to use, and that means we can use the factory fuel lines going to the factory housing. Like I said, we'll be able to, like I said, prime it with the pump when we need to do fuel filters and stuff. It'll be super duper nice to have that set up, and it should draw through if the pump ever failed, so that the truck will still run if it fails. So that is another thing. So another thing that we're doing is suspension wise. So this truck is not necessarily leveled, but the keys have definitely been turned up just a smidge to have adequate clearance for these tires. So one of the things that we're going to do is I ordered a stage 3 Kryptonite upper control arm leveling kit. So we'll have fabricated upper control arms with bolt-in ball joints, geometry all corrected so that we're not bumping on the bump stops. We should have really good suspension performance and better ball joint life, as well as I got some lower ball joints for the factory arms. We are not putting a lift kit on it. We're just going to probably decrank the leveling kit a good bit to keep it basically at this height, and we may even go a little bit lower because we really have pretty good clearance in here for what we have going on. The other thing I got is the ultimate steering upgrade. My buddy put it on his Duramax, and it has been super duper nice to have the full Kryptonite tie rods, the drag link, and the pitman arm, the idler arm, the drop, or excuse me, the frame gusset for that. So we should have all those parts. They should be super duper awesome for this truck. I'm very or center link. I called it a drag link. Why did I do that? The center link for the new steering system. So that is here. We're waiting on the suspension. So we have some really good parts that are going to go into this truck, and hopefully that will dramatically help our towing performance, our range, and our fun. My plan, now obviously you guys want to see 7.3 content too, my 7.3 liter gas Godzilla, but I think we're going to have a lot of fun this wintertime utilizing this for camping, for going trail riding with quads and dirt bikes and side-by-sides and things like that. I think this is going to be really awesome. I'm thinking this would be a good truck to bring down to Hatfield McCoy this year if I can get myself down there, just because I think the fuel range is going to be really nice. It's just going to be a really classy, nice truck to have down there in the mountains amongst the trees. I think it's going to be super awesome. So let me show you the parts really quick so you can see them before they go in. Hopefully this is going to go to my buddy Jared, who did the work on my Cummins to put the bank system in, which that video is on the way too if you're interested in seeing the what the condition of the air intake is on my 2016 Cummins that is not deleted. Now it is has all those the potential grid heater problem removed, and now it has the Banks rammer and that conversion, the cold weather package, all that good stuff. So that's another video to come too. So we're trying to get these vehicles while I'm recovering from my surgery. I can't really lift anything, can't really do anything. My buddy Jared is coming in clutch, doing awesome work. So I'm really excited for that. Let's go look at the parts. All right, who wants to see some big, sexy parts? So the tie rods are the weakest link of the GM IFS setup. The front differentials are honestly pretty strong. You know, debating aside, and the CV shafts hold up, honestly, fairly well. It's really the steering system that is the weak link on those trucks for off-roading, and I have wheeled GMT 800s a lot, and I have definitely bent tie rods. I've never had this high end of a tie rod setup or full steering setup on a GM truck, and I'm very, very excited to do it. Now, is that any replacement for a solid axle? Heck no. It has crossed my mind before I ordered all these parts to do a solid axle swap on my LBZ. I want to be able to enjoy that truck this summer, and because I still can't lift anything, we're going to do this to it right now. And I think that it's going to be very, very nice. And for all we know, it might work extremely well. I just can't even imagine how you'd ever bend these things. Just absolutely insane. Now, the center link on the GMT 800s, Jesus, that is heavy. That is way more than I'm supposed to be lifting. The center link on the GMT 800s is much stronger than the GMT 400s. Those things bend when you look at them funny. My buddy had a 454 that I tuned, and that truck would bend the center link if you looked at it funny. He ended up figuring out a way to use a GMT 800 center link and then half-ton tie rods from a GMT 800, and then putting a sleeve on them and cutting the sleeves down, cutting down the threading on the ball joint a little bit, or not the ball joint, the outer tie rod end, cutting down the thread of that just slightly. And that allowed him to run a much stronger steering setup on his 90s. It was actually a 2000 last year for the 454. But anyway, that was a really cool truck. I missed that truck. This is a unbelievably beautiful hunk of material here. Just absolutely gorgeous, my God. I am very excited to see this thing work. I mean, together, this is just gonna, oh, baby. So, Kryptonite stuff. I have heard very good things about it. I've never owned Kryptonite. I don't have any association. You know, one of the things I have tried, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've definitely tried to get products to test out and build on the channel. The simple reality is that, I mean, I might be very proud of my channel. The thing is that my channel is still, you know, not that big compared to big YouTube channels. So we're going to self-fund these builds for right now and show what we can do and what kind of content we can produce on this channel with these things. So just so you guys know, there's no channel sponsorships going on here. Here is our, so this actually includes upper ball. Oh, this includes upper ball. Oh, okay, so okay, so we have a couple upper ball joints in here. Interesting. So this will be, here's our other upper ball joint. I think that's assuming you're going to run stock stuff. Now, because I purchased the leveling kit, we will not need those. We'll put these on my silver 6.0, and that way it has a new set of ball joints. So that's what the steering stuff looks like. Now let's take a look at the fuel pump.